perfect. The recording has just started. Thank you so
Okay.
much, Isabelle. Thank you so much, Sébastien Delprat, for being here. And give you the word. Thank you so much.
Okay, so let's start. So I will make a short presentation of the INSA group and the possibility that you have for academic mobility inside the group, and present also what is a double diploma. And then in the end, you can ask some questions. So let's start with the INSA group. So INSA group is a network of different schools, 7 schools that are called INSA, which is the National Institute for Applied Science. And we also have some partner schools. I will here only talk about the schools that are called INSA. So we have 7 INSA in France. Let's start with INSA Hauts-de-France, and then INSA Strasbourg, INSA Lyon, INSA Toulouse, INSA Centre-Val de Loire, and INSA Rennes and INSA Rouen. Donc all the INSA are situated all around France, and you don't have any INSA in Paris. This was what was asked by the government when the INSA were built in the 60s, to have some different schools all around France. And so what we can say about INSA is that we are some engineering school with most of our students that are enrolled in engineering diploma. And this engineering diploma is prepared in 5 years. So we are a 5-year engineering program, like at UNAM. It's the same. So we are some public funded school under the supervision of the French National Ministry for Higher Education. And our engineering program are accredited by the French national title of engineering, which is the serie. So this is for the engineering program. If we check on the mission of our different school, of course, we want to educate some engineers mainly, and we also have some program for architects and landscape designers. And we also have some doctoral programs. So we also graduate a lot of PhD students. It means that we have a scientific and technological research in all of our school, and it's a very important matter. And of course, we also offer some lifelong learning in the field of engineering. Some figures about the group. If we check, we have around more than 15,000 students that are enrolled, only engineering students. And each year we have around 3,000 engineering diploma that are given. And we also have, as I said, a lot of PhD candidates, a lot of international students, around between 25 and 27%. And it means also that we are a very large group of engineering in France, and we are one of the most important engineering program in France if we gather all the INSA together. We have so since we make today this presentation, we also have a lot of international action together. So if we can talk about the French schools, for our diploma, it's mandatory for our students to have a mobility abroad. It can be an academic mobility, or it can be mobility through an internship. That's why we also have some different foreign languages that are given in our schools. We also, in exchange, want to welcome a lot of international students. And what is possible with UNAL is an exchange program for 1 semester or for 1 year. And it's also a double degree program that we have with UNAL. So we have with your universities 2 possibilities. It may be also possible to have some project also and kind of internship in our lab if necessary. but most of our exchanges will be academic program and double degree. So to check on the program, this is the 5-year program that we offer. So we have the first 2 years are common to all the students. First, the 1-2 students. We have some special tracks that are here shown, that are international section, international track. That is not, you are not concerned with this, because if you are already at UNAL, you can come with us from the 3rd year to the 5th year as exchange student. And if we, for the classical double degree, you will come at INSA for the 4th and the 5th year. So in Spain, what you have to, if you engage in a double diploma, you will have to fulfill the requirement of your university, so the UNAL, and also the requirement of the school in France. In France, to get a diploma, an engineering diploma, you must have you must have 3 academic semesters in the specialization, and so that is what is shown here. You will have also a lot of internship. I didn't put in here the internship that you do, because you see, during the 3 years of specialization, you must have, depending on the school, between 28 and 42 weeks of internship. Most of our internships are situated between the 4th and 5th year. You have internships that can last to between 2 and 4 months. And you also have another long internship in the end, the last semester, which is semester 10, is a semester of internship. Okay. And so and sometimes you can also have an internship between the 3rd and the 4th year. This is for our students. But anyway, in global, you must have this number of weeks that is mandatory, and each school is organized so that you can prepare this internship, so that you can also find the internship. We help the student find the internship because this is common to all of our students. So international students are, if they engage in a double diploma, they also will have this help to find some internship. So as I said, the last semester is a 6 months industrial internship. Mainly it's in a company. It can be in a research lab for French students, but it's mainly in a company. And you engage in a double diploma, you must also have, in the end, a level of French and a level of English of B2. The same, we help you to get these requirements in French and in English. So for international students that are engaged in a double diploma, we offer some French as foreign language, around 2 hours a week during all the years that you are here. And you will have it's really not a problem for Colombian students to have the level of French. And most of you have already a good level of English, but anyway, we also provide some English classes that are mandatory. And we also propose some specific English classes to have the requirement of what we ask. And the exams are done at each school. So it's mandatory, but you have to keep in mind that we will provide you all the help to get those requirements. And it won't be a problem. So it won't be a problem if you already, when you arrive for the double diploma, have a good level of French and a good level of English. Okay, so this is something that we check for double diploma students. I will come back to that later. This is something that we check for double degree students, in the sense that we know that it's difficult to arrive for a double diploma in a language that is not your language. So you must have a good level, B1 or in English and B2, B1 in French, to be able to follow the courses and be able to have those exams in the end. But as I said, it's most of the time not a problem. You don't have to worry about that. The specialization. So if we check in here, you have here the specialization. So it means that if you arrive, you will arrive in a department, and this will last 3 years. The fields that we have are here. So we have biotechnologies, we have energy, chemical engineering and environment, civil engineering, electrical engineering, electronics, control engineering. We have mechanical engineering, mechatronics, industrial, material science engineering, also computer science, mathematics, applied mathematics mainly, and something also which is not some engineering diploma that are architecture and landscape designer, but it's not for him. So be careful because each INSA has its own specialization. Some specialization are almost everywhere, like civil engineering and mechanical engineering. You have almost this field everywhere. But for some specialization, you have some at certain INSA and some not INSA. So when you will have to choose and you apply for a double diploma, you have to be careful and choose and check on the program for each one. Okay. As I said before, we also have a number of laboratories, and the research is also very important for us. And here are the topics that match what I've said before about the education part. And just to tell you also that we offer a lot of PhD programs and a lot of PhD opportunities. So if you're interested in research, it's also possible to have a diploma in engineering and to get there for a PhD opportunity in Europe. The engineering diploma in France is equivalent to a master level. So it means that it allows you to go directly in a PhD program. As I said before, also, internship is something that is very important for French engineering diplomas. And that it means that we have a lot of link with companies. Those companies, they welcome our students for internship, but they also work with us with different kind of program. It can be a research program, it can be educational program. And so here you have the just to show you what kind of company. This is something all here we only have some large and big companies, but it's also possible, of course, to have to be in a company that is very small, in startup, and it's not a problem. No, it's not. Yeah. If you arrive at INSA, you will also be welcome on the campus. We have some specific campus that are together with our building. Most of us have some student residents that are just nearby the classrooms, and we also have some restaurants, libraries, and everything. Some gyms and some also sports is mandatory for most of our students. Sometimes not in the last year, but anyway, sport is mandatory. So we have some sport directly on the campus that are possible. The living cost in France. This is what we can say about the life. So most of your cost will be about the housing. This is for about 10 months that will last the 1 year. So this is a housing most of the time on the campus, and you also have some other expenses that you have to take into account. Be careful, though, has been a change in the French by the French government about some help that the student can have for housing. I think it's not, well, it had been announced. We are waiting for the application. but this help that was available for students won't be available for students outside Europe. So if you have some old transparent from our side, here you have some help for the housing that are not available since this year, since from this September. I'm sorry about that. It was decided by our government, and we don't know exactly how it will be, how the application will be done. But anyway, it's something that we have to share. Be careful. You will also have, when you will apply for a visa, you have to show to the French agencies that are taking all the application. And this is Campus France. You already probably heard about it. You have to check. They will check about your financial condition. For now on, it's around 615 euro per month. It may change in the future as well. We don't have the number, but the same as before, it may change for next year. Anyway, I think it's important to know that this is what will cost 1 year. But you also have to take into account that if you come for an internship, so if you come for a double diploma, you will have 2 internships. Those internships are quite long, and you will be paid by the company during your internship. It's mandatory in France to pay a student for an internship if the internship is more than 2 months. So you have to, if you come for a double diploma will last 2 years, but you will have 1 semester of internship. So 1 semester you will be paid, and you also have another internship, and this internship can also be paid. So a part of this will be compensated by some internship. Just I wanted to come back to because I thought I have something more to say about here about the specialization. When you if you apply for an exchange, so you can choose your courses depending on the university and depending from our side. So it will be kind of a negotiation between UNAL and INSA, each INSA where you are going. It's different if you come for a double diploma. For a double diploma, you will have to follow all the courses. So as I said before, it's very important for you, if we apply, that you check on the programs that we offer. And be careful also that the specialization most of the time begin for our students in the 3rd year. So when you will arrive here for a double diploma in the 4th year, you must have a background in this specialization. So it means that if you are at INAL enrolled in a mechanical engineering, okay, it's not possible for you to change and to come at INSA in a chemical engineering, because if you arrive in chemical engineering in France, you won't have the prerequisite, so it won't be possible. So you have to be careful that the specialization that you have at UNAL will be quite close from the specialization that you have at INSA. Sometimes they're not exactly the same, but you cannot change. You cannot change from mechanical to applied mathematics. You cannot change from computer engineering to applied mathematics, and so on. Okay? So check on the program, and you will see. I think you will see if you have the prerequisite, and we can also help you to find the right specializations, the right departments. It's a bit different from one INSA to another, so be careful. Also, it's up to you to choose what is the best for you. So I will go and further to the application. When you will apply, so we have decided with UNAL to go for a general application with the INSA group. As I said before, we are 7 INSA, and so it means also that we cannot welcome all the UNAL students in one specialization in one INSA. So we ask you to make different kind of choices when you apply. You will have INSA 1, INSA 2, and INSA 3. And we try to accommodate most of the students, and that's why we, if everybody wants to go in the same specialization, it won't be possible. We have to spread in all our departments, so because we don't have the number of places is not that high. I would say that in each department you will have around two slots for UNAL students. So you have to really take into account that we have 7 INSA, and all the INSA have the specialization I think that you want. If I come back to the calendar and the application procedure, so the selection will be done at first by your university, depending on the academic scores. For double diploma, we make some interview and we make some selection based on your project, your motivation. And I should put here also about the number of places that we can offer. Okay, so sometimes, depending on the year, we have less places. Sometimes the program are changing from our side, so it's more difficult to add some students in this specific year. So there are some different kind of things that can change each year. We make some interview. The interview can be in French or in English. It's important during the interview that we see that you are learning French. You don't have to be fluent French. You don't have to have the B2 level, but we must see that you are learning French. Because, as I said before, you must have a level of French in the end. If you come for a double diploma, most of the courses will be in French. We'll have some in English, but most of them will be in French. So when you arrive, it's difficult because it's a different environment, it's a different language, it's a different kind of teaching. So your level of French should be quite good. So that's why we check during the interview if you already have some level of French, and we ask you how you manage with your French learning. As I said, we also check the English, because if you cannot speak English at all, it will be difficult to have a B2 level in English in the end. But I think most of you speak quite good English, so it's not a problem. But this is something that we check. It's very hard, I know, for the student to have an interview in French and in English, because you mix the language, and sometimes you really try to improve your French and you forgot your English, but it's not a problem. We are used to it, okay? And as I said, so your application will be given to our department at the different INSA, and the department will check what you have done before and to check if the prerequisites are okay. For this interview, it's also a moment for us to look for students that we can propose for an IFL grant. An IFL grant is a scholarship from the French government, and it's very hard application. So you must be on the top 5 of your class if you want to have a chance to have an IFL grant. It's very difficult. It's very competitive. That's why we cannot propose 50 students to an IFL grant. It will be only a few students. At each INSA, we'll try to have some IFL candidates, and it's also something that you have to take into account, that if you want to apply for an IFL grant, the student will be proposing each different INSA to maximize our chance to get a grant. It's not possible for one INSA to have 5 candidates for mechanical engineering in the same INSA. We know that we won't have the grant. So it's important for us also to have other candidates in all INSA. We also have some program depending on each INSA, which is a grant from the foundation of INSA Groupe, which is a EGI scholarship. So one INSA can propose you for this grant. For the calendar, I hope I won't. It's okay. So the selection will be done in your university and your application. It will. We have to check on the date with Joanne quite quickly. There will be some interviews. Interviews will be in September or in October. It's very soon because if IFRA application is in January, at the beginning of the year. And if we want to be ready for the application, we have to do the interview quite early. That's why we are doing this interview at this moment. And you will have the result of the interview 1 month and 1.5 months after the moment of the interview. As I said, the application for Eiffel Grant is in January and the result are most of the time in April. Okay. And so this is only for the Eiffel Grant, but you will have the result for the interview in October or November, depending. November is better to have that in mind, and it means that we agree to have your application is already accepted, and then you have to do the formal application later on, but you will be contacted by each university. Each INSA. Okay. Okay, so I think it's almost done. I'm sorry for my Spanish. And you will have here some contact in each different INSA. So today we have, so I'm here, Isabelle Thibon, I'm the Dean for International Affairs at INSA, and we have my colleague, Sébastien Delprat from INSA Hauts-de-France. So I'm done here, but I'm ready to answer your question if necessary.
Isabelle, did you show the QR code? I was.
No. I will add it. Sorry. I don't have it in here.
Maybe I can share my screen with it so they can all scan that. Okay.
We have a QR code with a specific page that where you can have all the information. And Sébastien is better than me in QR code.
Okay, I'm going to show you this as soon as I found. I think that one. No. Yep, that one. Wait, it's loading.
Is it okay?
Yep. Okay, I'm going to share my screen.
And you can scan the QR code.
And maybe you will be able to. Do you see the screen? The QR code on the screen?
Yes. I don't know if it is possible that you put it on full screen in order to have it a little bigger. There you go.
Yeah, it should be okay. So you can snap that or do whatever you want to get this QR code. And there is a website. I can introduce the website very quickly. So the idea is we gather all the information you may need. So you got a unique entry point for all the mobility at INSA Group. This will bring you directly to the specific location in the INSA website, and you can pick your INSA and get the relevant information there. Okay. So yeah, maybe I can show you that. So it should looks like this. No, it's not that one, my course. It's yeah. So you got that. Oh, sorry, my bad. It's not that big. Okay, yeah. Here, so you should see that. Yeah. So you got a small website like this with some general information, and then you can go into link for all the INSA. So this is for INSA Toulouse, this is for INSA de France, and then you click and you arrive on a dedicated web page or relevant information. Okay. So please use this QR code It will be included in the presentation.
Yes, I will send you the presentation with the
Là,
QR.
Isabelle, il faut que je te le renvoie.
I will scan it. Là, je veux bien que tu me le renvoies.
Okay,
Sorry.
good. Okay, that was.
Thanks. So if you have any questions,
It's important to clarify over here. We
Yeah.
have the foreign students. They had asked us regarding the second round that we had in
Yeah.
March. But guys, if you're connected here, we're not gonna answer any question regarding the second round in this presentation. We are recording it for new students. Okay, so for the second round questions, please, guys, we're gonna have another space in order to talk about it. If there are 40 questions regarding how to apply or being part of the INSA and the Double Group program, please feel free to raise your hand, like virtually, you know how to do it. Please. Guys, there isn't any question.
someone has to begin.
Okay, we're gonna check out the chat. No, there isn't anything on the chat. Any questions, guys? Everything clear? Juan, thank you so much for being here. Okay, we have a question. Laura. Laura Natalia, please.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
I have a question related to the specialization. I don't understand very well how for chemical engineering, what is the point we start the specialization in the third year, half of the third year?
So if you arrive for a double diploma, you will arrive in what is for us the fourth year, okay? And you will stay with us the fourth and the fifth year, the last 2 years. And during this time, you will have some internship to do. Most of the time, depend on some INSA, but most of the time, you will have an internship between the fourth and the fifth year, okay? And another internship at the end of the fifth year. The last semester will be an internship semester, okay?
Okay, got it.
We do have a question here in the comments. I still have doubts with the 5 years that they mentioned with it, their schedule. Is that I have heard friends about internships and classes. Hammer, can you make the question a little bit clear because uh, I don't get it.
So you don't get how the internship is working.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, I
Yes.
can explain that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank
so the thing is, each INSA organize the study a little bit on its own scheme. So you have to investigate for every INSA. But the principle is that by law, if you want to get an engineering degree, you have to spend, I think it's 24 weeks in the industry, something like that. So meaning that you will spend usually 1 semester in a company, most of the time, for most of the INSA, if not all. And you will get paid. So that means that if you come for 2 years, that's 4 semester. Usually one of these semester will be devoted into working in the company full time as an intern. So this may not be so common in Latin America. For what I say, what I know, most of Latin American country, you don't have such immersive internship. Here it's full time. So you stop, you don't have any lecture, and you go in a company physically and you spend there and work on a project with the company for the company during almost 1 semester. At the end, you write a report and usually you have a defense, and then you got some credits with this. And this is mandatory to get the diploma.
We have a question about the the CAF and the prices for the meal. So your students are well informed. So there are some change that, as I said, about the CAF is a French body that gives some help from the housing. So students from outside Europe will not be allowed to have this help anymore. And so that's unfortunately we can not do anything against that. As you probably understand, this is not something that we've been asking anyway. But the government also decided that the meal at the university restaurant will cost now €1. It was before 3 and something euro, but it will since the 1st of May, all the meal will be €1, and it will be also for international students. So we lose something about the housing, but we gain something about the meal. I hope it will be okay, and that the restaurant will be able to provide it. But yes, it's good news.
Maybe I can share the link in the chat. So you'll get the information about the meal in the chat. It's in French, but I believe that Google will translate that easily.
We have another hand up, Gabriela. I don't know if you would like to make your question.
I already played that.
Oh, Gabriel, sorry. Thank you.
But if you want, I can say it here. I may be going a little off the topic of new arrivals, but I wanted to take this opportunity to ask a question. I have already been accepted into the program at INSA Toulouse, and I was wondering if you could explain how the on-campus housing application process works, as well as the important dates.
Unfortunately, I'm not. I cannot explain from Toulouse because we don't have any people from Toulouse. So don't hesitate to ask directly to the incoming office at Toulouse. So I think you have some contact already with Toulouse for your application. Yes, and please don't hesitate to ask them. I know there are some in Toulouse. The housing is a bit tricky, so I don't want to say anything about that. But don't hesitate to ask them. They will answer. All right.
All right.
Unfortunately, for all these kind of very practical thing, each INSA will be are independent. We are quite away from one another, and each INSA will be in charge of the application and the housing and so on. So we try. We have a good coordination, and we do a lot of things together. But something can be a little bit different from one another. From practical things, you really have to ask the INSA that you are going to.
Thank you.
I may add that if you go on the website with the QR code, you can. They have a section about housing in Toulouse, but you probably already got this information. If not, then you can dig into the website, and if you follow the link, there is a housing in Toulouse, se loger à Toulouse in French. I can put that in the chat as well.
Yes, thank you. I would be appreciative.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Gabriel. Thank you for the answers, Sebastian and Isabelle. Please, Carlos, the word is yours.
Hi, good morning, good afternoon. Sorry, I don't know if you already answered this, but I had a bad connection for a moment, so I didn't get it. But you said earlier that we apply for a specialty,
Yes,
but we could be accepted in one location or another, depending on the availability.
yes.
Availability. So I was only asking if I choose maybe engineering or something like that, and that is fully occupied in all the locations, you change the specialty, or how does that work? I'm sorry.
Yes, that's it. So the thing is that, as I said before, we have around between zero, because sometimes some departments are full, zero and two availability by specialization. Okay, so you have it's about that. So it means that for mechanical engineering, you have two in Hauts-de-France, two in Lyon, two in Rennes, and so on. Okay, but we have sometimes 15 students that are applying. So if we cannot offer a place or a slot where you are applying, we can also propose you another INSA. Okay, because we want to make a proposition to you. And as I said, also we don't have enough places for each specialty. We won't change the specialty, or sometimes we will adapt the specialty, but most of the time we won't change it, but we can change the insight that you are applying for. The thing is for us also to have some people in all our network. It's important for us also to have some people everywhere. So that's why we work together also to maximize the possibility for the student. Okay. But in biotechnology, unfortunately, I think there is only something in Toulouse. So it's very small. It's a very small number of people. I would like to say that as I said before, there are some specialty everywhere. So the specialties that are the most welcoming, I would say, will be civil engineering, will be mechanical engineering, will be electronics. Electrical is not everywhere, but we have some electronic and control system. We also have, I think, chemical is only in Toulouse and in Rouen. Industrial, we have some places as well. But I would say that mechanical and civil are really everywhere.
I think I got feedback on that. I can have a list of. Yeah, the thing is, it's about statistics. Okay, there are places for. There are some widespread, like mechanicals. You can find that everywhere. So it's let's say there are more chances. Like computer science today, if there is cybersecurity, it gets highly demanded by French students. So we're experiencing today a lot of pressure on that in most of the INSA. So sometimes some specialization are more difficult, or we have less room or less slots for foreigners. However, our advice is really apply. Okay, take your chance, because we always have some room. Okay, you and then we'll make our selection, and take your chance, apply, have a nice application form, explain your mobility project, why do you want to go there, what is your professional project, how do you settle everything like this, and we'll try our best to fit you inside. Okay, so the question about how many places and so on, I don't say it's not relevant, but it's just take your chance. Okay, it's not because there is not a lot of places available that you will not succeed. Okay, obviously, even if there is only one room, one slot available, one of you will get it. So you should apply, because you could be that one.
Thank you, Sebastian. Darren, please go on.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. I have a question. Is it necessary to do the stages with a French company? Because I know the case of someone that had to return to Colombia in order to make the.
No, you can do your internship where you want. It can be in France, it can be in Colombia, it can be in Europe or elsewhere. The thing is that we just check on the subject of your internship, and we check that you will have the possibility to work in your company, but we don't have any specification for that.
Okay, thank you.
Normally, sorry, just to complement the answer of Isabelle, you need just to check the how many weeks do you need to apply for, because it depends of the INSA in the year. It's the time that you spend for the internship and the 4-year or the 5-year. It is different between the different INSA, but you must just respect this long.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. There is a question here in the comments. I would like to know where the meeting recording will be posted. This meeting will be posted in our YouTube channel. You have a YouTube channel that is called Programa Internacionales. We're gonna make like a whole section for the international weeks that we're having. So in this space will be posted, okay? Uh, I don't know if there is another student who has questions. Please, Juan Esteban.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I have a question about the specialization because, if I'm not wrong, you mentioned that we are only able to apply to any specialization if our program here in Colombia is related to, right?
Yes.
If, for example, I am from electrical engineering, electrical and electronic, and if I want to apply to computer science and something related to AI, is it possible to do that kind of process, or is
I think it will be difficult from electronics to electrical engineering or electronic engineering to go to computer science. If you remember what I've shown you before, so our students, they enrolled in the specialization in the third year. You will arrive 1 year later. So if it's not the same program, it will be difficult. And the thing is that maybe it will be possible, but depending on each INSA. But the thing is also that you won't have some prerequisites, but it's also a new way of teaching, a new environment. So we don't want to put you in a different kind of don't want to put you in difficulties. So that's why we ask that the prerequisites are quite good, so that it will be easy for you to go on. Okay, and so computer science won't be possible, but we have some electrical departments that are sometimes quite close to computer science, but it won't be directly in cybersecurity. Cybersecurity, I think, I'm a material science, so sorry for if I say something that is wrong about computer science, but
okay.
I think cybersecurity will be really from computer science. But we have some electrical departments that are sometimes more like computer engineering, and it's possible to go from electrical to computer engineering. But sometimes computer science, for example, in Rennes, I know that computer science is very theoretical, so it's difficult.
Yeah, I may add that, I agree with Isabelle, in the sense that if you're interested in AI, because I heard that, you should look at the program. I know that in South of France, we have embedded electronics and telecommunication, which is not computer science. It's more on the embedded device and things like that, but they do a lot of edge computing and AI. So it will not be as deep on AI as you may found in computer science. I would say it would be more applied rather than theoretical, but still you will get that. Okay, so you should carefully look at the programs and maybe ask people. Don't hesitate. In the website, in the QR code, you got links and you have email of contact. So do not hesitate to ask for any contact. Scroll on the website, find the possible, let's say, specialty, and ask if it could match your profile. Okay. Knowing that we will, in general, jump from one specialty to another, which is completely unrelated, is not possible, especially in computer science, where we have a lot of pressure, I would say.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
Thank you so much. Please, Laura.
Yes, I have a question related with student practice. We have to start it at the last year, right? I mean, of the 5 year, and therefore for chemical engineering, we are gonna study for 1 year. I mean, 1 year of study, and the other year, the second year, is the practice.
No, you will have 3 semesters of courses. So what we call the 4th year, and the 5th year, you have 1 semester of courses, and the last semester is an internship. Is it what you were asking? Because the sound was not very good, and I'm not sure I did really get the question.
Yes, that was the question. I get it. Thank you so much.
So it's 3 semesters of courses.
And just to remember, the first internship that you need to do in 4 years is during the summer. It's like for how many? Well, here in Strasbourg, it's 8 weeks.
Yes, it's between 2 and 4 months.
6 and 8 weeks. It depends of each every INSA. And then for the last one, it's the second semester of the 5th year. That will be the whole semester, like 22 weeks.
Okay. I may add, okay, I don't know if you see the screen. I just share that. Yes. So the idea is got, in most of the INSA, we get 3 full courses, 3 full semester of courses. And the last one is internship, which is paid. So that's how it works. So usually it's at the end, okay, because our students go to the company, they work there for 1 semester, they graduate in September or something like that, and get hired by the company just after that. That's why usually in many INSA you will see this internship at the end, okay. Well, then you have, okay, I don't know, there are other options, like in INSA or de France, we have 1 semester of research, but that's something else. Some other will have, instead of having this research project lab, they will have other, let's say, shorter internship. So it will depend on the INSA. But the fact is, you'll get 1 full semester usually of internship, and it is paid.
Okay, thank you, Sebastian. Darian, please.
Hi. I have a question. I don't know if it's a strange question, but it is always necessary to do the stages after the 3 semesters. Like, it is possible to make it before, or it's always necessary to do it after?
No, you have to follow the track that we offer at each INSA. Sometimes there is a little bit different, but anyway, when you arrive, we will explain it to you. And the last semester is always an internship. It sometimes can be a project lab. Anyway, depending on each INSA, you have to follow exactly what we ask for, and it cannot be done before. In fact, this is a project, and this project is evaluated, and we have to check that it corresponds to the engineering level. So that's why you cannot have an internship before.
Okay, okay, thank you. And last question is,
Yes.
The last stage you mentioned that
Yes.
it is possible to do the stages with a company everywhere, correct?
Yes.
In the world.
There
But
is no restriction.
okay, but the summer stages of 2 months, it applies also.
The same. It can be everywhere. We don't have any
Okay,
restriction about the country. We just check that what you will do in the company, that it will correspond to what we expect from this internship, and depending on the subject. But it can be something that is very related to your specification, but sometimes it can be quite broad. So also, if you're in, as I said before, you have to, when you apply, you have to choose a specialization that fits really to what you've done. But for example, if you're in mechanical engineering and you are interested in, I don't know, energy, for example, it's also possible to find an internship in this field. Okay, it's not directly the same courses, but if you find a company that will accept you as mechanical engineering to work, I don't know, about providing energy or something like that, and some specific installation, you can choose during your internship a field that you are the most interested in. Sorry. Okay. So it's also the moment of the internship to change a little bit about your specialization. You will have to follow the courses of mechanical engineering, but during the internship, it's quite broad. It can be, for example, in Rennes, it can be in material science because we have little bit course in material science. It can be something that is almost sometimes control system. So the internship is also here to give you an idea and to help you choose what you want to do after, or what you don't want to do. Okay, you've been doing an internship in this field and you don't like it at all, and you can say, okay, this is something I don't want. But this is really also help the student to choose and to have a little bit of more specialization.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Can I add something?
Yes.
I think from your question that maybe there is a significant difference between the French INSA engineering school system and maybe what you're experiencing in the UNAL. In some university abroad, people have the opportunity to pick any lecture they want, or almost any lecture, and they have a huge catalog they can select, and they need to take credits upon certain rules. But let's say they can build their own program and take a lecture this year, or maybe delay it for 1 year when it's possible. There are some rules, but let's say there are also a lot of degree of freedom. In INSA school and in most of the French engineering school system, it's not like this. You got a menu, and the menu is mandatory. What does that mean? That means that you go on a specialty, and then you have all the disciplines that are already chosen for you, and you can only pick some option. Like, for instance, if you go to, let's say, mechanical engineering, maybe, I don't know, at Valenciennes, we will offer, let's say, material or energy. And you can pick one of these, and then you can subdivide. You have, let's say, 2 choices, but that's it. You cannot decide to go, I will pick this, let's say, thermoscience course today, and then next semester I will do that. And then, no, it doesn't work this way. You engage into a specialty, and then we have been accredited to give you some educations. And this, let's say, menu has been validated by the government and a lot of, let's say, experts. And this is why the menu is fixed. You have a limited number of options. So that's why you need to pick the specialty very carefully, because it's not maybe like what you can experience, maybe, I don't know, in UNAL, where you can pick almost the credits in any order. Of course, there are prerequisite things, but it's not exactly the way you construct the program. In France, the program is already fixed.
Definitely.
Okay, okay.
So that's
Thank
why
you.
the internship are quite free, and it's also a lot of time. And during the internship, you choose what you want to do.
So, yeah, for instance, you will have some choice. I don't say that everything will be 100% fixed. Let's say in the fifth year, it's very common to get elective lecture that are free. So there is a catalog and you can pick whatever, but the number of choice will be much limited with respect to what you experience currently, UNAL. It's not necessarily a bad thing. The idea is we build a path in such a way we bring you toward what we believe to be an engineer in mechanical or whatever, and this is the way it has been thought.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay, Laura, please.
Can you listen to me, right?
Yes.
Yes.
There is different requirements for the application related with the, in comparison with the last application of the past years, are the same.
Joanne, we can't hear you.
Yes, yes. I'm sorry. I wasn't able to open my microphone. Laura, there's not gonna be any change regarding the documents that you need to present for the application. Yes, mainly because we are just expecting some little confirmation regarding the dates that the delegation is gonna travel to Colombia in order to meet the interviews, but it's gonna be just changes about the dates. But for the documents, it's gonna be exactly the same documents that we normally asked in previous years. Okay.
Okay, got it. Thank you,
No,
Joanne.
no. Thanks to you, Laura, for
So,
for
in fact, for us, we need your historical. It's for the grades, but it's also to check on all the courses that you have been following. So this is important. You also have a letter that explains why you are applying for the INSA group, and what else, and also some other document for the university. But what is important for us is really your historical that shows if the course will be okay for the specialization here at INSA. And it's also important to really make 3 different choices for your department and to check on the program.
totally, it is true. We normally ask to INSA before opening the call what specialities is gonna are gonna be like open for our
Yes.
students, because normally, there are some cases that there are students who sometimes go to the links to start to look for the specializations or the master programs that you normally offer in INSA, and obviously there are like a huge quantity of masters provided by INSA, but there are some of them that are not included in our double degree program. So in that case, guys, if you're really interested in this call, remember that the call is going to be open practically 1 month and a half. Uh, so you're gonna have like a really good time in order to look for the information, to enter to the links, in order to visualize what is gonna be like inside the application time and also in the specializations. Okay, so we're just gonna after finishing the meeting, we're gonna maybe talk a little. No, thank you, Sebastian. Okay, there's no problem. Um, maybe we're gonna after finishing the meeting, we're gonna talk about this quite far.
Yes, sure.
Yes,
Definitely.
in order to already program how it's gonna be the call opened. Okay, so Paulina.
Good morning. I am studying mechatronics engineering, and I've to ask if I can apply for mechanic or manufacturing, or if I have to apply specifically to mechatronics engineering.
I would say that for mechatronics, we only have mechatronics in Strasbourg. That is, the name is mechatronics, but the mechatronics you can apply I think you can apply to all the mechanical engineering program, most of them. And you can also apply Czech. We also have in Toulouse a specialization that is automation and electronics and automation. You have to check on that. And we also have some specification in Centre Val de Loire. You don't have mechatronics, but you have some, I would say, industrial that is also can be linked to mechatronics.
Thank you.
In Hauts-de-France, mechatronics, I'm not sure. Mechatronics is in Hauts-de-France. He's coming back. Sébastien, I just have a question for you.
Sorry.
You have mechatronics in
Yes.
Hauts-de-France? Yes. So mechatronics is in Strasbourg and Hauts-de-France.
Yeah, we have that.
And in Rennes, we have mechanical engineering and automation, or mechanical engineering and control system. So it's not directly mechatronics, but it also can be okay for a mechatronics student.
So yeah, we have mechatronics and we also have control. So we have a specialty which is devoted to control. It can be, let's say, continuous control for system, or PLC, let's say, discrete time event, or discrete PLC programming and all these things, management of, let's say, productions and yeah, control in general, starting from, let's say, control of machines up to control of autonomous vehicle, automated wheelchair, assistance orthosis, and complex robots. And nowadays it tends to go toward more robotic part. So we have both that can fit sometime depending on your profile.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. So Juan Esteban, please.
Hi. It's just a short question. I'm sorry if that was mentioned before. Wait a minute.
Oh, okay. It was
Sorry.
not a question.
Yeah, it was a question. Just something happened here. My question is, do we have to make any application process simultaneously between Colombia, between UNAL and INSA? I mean,
No.
no, only.
No, yeah. The question is, I would like to clarify this to INSA. There are some universities who has like a platform in order to apply simultaneously, while we do have our call here in Universidad Nacional. So the students needs to apply simultaneously. In the application process in the university and with our call. But with INSA is completely different. You need to apply just to our call. We're gonna send all the information to the representatives in order they see your profile. Normally, there are some students that during the interview see that the representatives have the computer and start to type, and they're seeing like the screen, and sometimes they feel that the representatives don't pay attention about what you're saying, but trust us, they are reading your motivation letter, they're reading your CV while you are talking. So please don't feel like that in the moment of the interview. In the case of INSA, then you don't need to apply to a platform or something like that, just to our call. Okay.
Okay,
And I
thank you.
forgot, I just had another thing to add about your CV. I forgot. You have to make a good CV. It's important to put in your CV everything that you've done, because we will see your academic profile with the historical transcript of report, but you really have to put in your CV what you are doing. If you are doing some specific project, sometimes you are doing some project in a research lab at the UNAL during your studies. Sometimes you are doing some activities in in an association outside the university, if you are doing some sport and so on. So don't hesitate to put it in your CV. It's important for us to see what you've done, what you are interested in. And so it's something important to have a CV that is well redacted and quite with some details, okay? Because you have to take into account that some people will meet you and speak with you to check on your motivation and so on. And then your file with your records and your CV and your letter will be given to our departments. And so for the departments, they have a lot of application, and those they will check your prerequisites, they will check your level. But if they have to make a choice, it's important to have a CV that shows everything that you have been doing. Okay, so don't hesitate to put the project that you have been following and so on.
Perfect. Thank you,
for the
Isabelle.
application, in fact, so you are doing the application for UNAL, and there will be some interviews, and then the official application will be in April, around April. So we will contact you, and we will help you to make the formal application.
Yeah.
But we try to give you an answer before, depending on the availability that we have. The calendar is quite soon, so that we can have some candidates for the Eiffel branch. Eiffel candidates will be some people that are really on the top of their class. I really want to say that, because if you are in the middle, or if you are on the first quarter of your class, it won't be possible to apply for an Eiffel grant. So it really will be only a few people, but we have some other slot for students. I know it's different, because it means that you must have some financial means to come, and but you really have to also take that into account, and really be careful about that also.
Ted, I would like to add something regarding the Eiffel grant. Just to let you know, we normally here in Colombia we normally have like uh, we're really used to receive around 20 Eiffel grants in the whole Colombia territory. But this year we just had four.
No.
Yes, we just have four. One of it was this from the student Juliana, who's gonna go to INSA.
Okay.
And the other three students are for masters in Tecnológica de Pereira, and one student from doctoral program. So yeah, this year was
Oh.
was a little bit surprised because there was just four for Colombia
Okay.
here. But
we'll check with our embassy to see what's going on.
yeah, but we will see what is gonna happen this year. Hopefully, expecting more scholarships for the students.
This is the announcements that have been given by the government, that there will be more grants for technical, for engineering studies. But well, it's a bit complicated with our government right now. So a lot of things that are said, and we don't know exactly how it will be. But okay, so we'll check also from the. We don't have unfortunately, we only have the result from our own institution. We don't have a view of everything, so I was not aware of that.
Yes, totally. I'm just sharing this
Yes,
information
no, it's
because
important.
I truly appreciate that. Thanks to this big effort that INSA does with all of our students in order to apply to the AFL grant. We know that is not part of the universities to do this. Nonetheless, really well appreciate all this effort that you normally do with our students. Guys, there is another question regarding INSA.
Um,
No. So, guys, if there isn't any question, I think we just need to say thank you so much, Isabelle.
Thank
One
you
more
very
time,
much.
thank you, Sebastian.
You're
We're
welcome.
gonna close the recording time, and remember, from the program of international relations, he's at the faculty of engineering. We're gonna be like really way attentive to any question that you could have. And thank you so much. Remember that is gonna be posted on our YouTube channel in order you can see the presentation. Okay, thank you so much, Isabel. Thank you, Sebastian.
Thank you.
Thanks to all the students that have already entered here.
So we stay here to discuss a little bit about the next